Good morning, guys. Welcome to Power Up 365. How are you guys doing this morning? Today, we're going to speak about what is your story? What is your story? You know, we all have this great life that we live. But in this great life that we live, we go through challenges, difficulties, struggles. Okay? And things happen to us. Things happen to us that is unfair at times. It shouldn't have happened. And some of those things that happen to us are terrible. They really are terrible. And people are justifiable to say that happened to me, and they say the story, whatever that story is, and they say it over and over and over. And because at times that story that happened to you, that incident that happened to you, what you went for is so true, it is real, and it is terrible, you get a reaction every time you say that story. You know, the way I learned this story is it really changed my life. I was in New York, I think, and Tony Robbins was on stage, and there was these stories, people getting up and telling these stories of themselves and what happened to them and all that. And I remember listening to two stories, and real terrible stories. A lady gets up and she's frail, she's not old, but she's just down, and her shoulders are down, and she says, you know what happened to me? And she speaks of one of the worst incidents on how a few years ago she was raped. Okay? And it was so emotional. It was such a terrible story, and it really affected her life. And we were all like nearly in tears, and as she told her story. But what happened next was crazy. Her friends get up to come and hug her. And Tony Robbins says, sit down! Stop hugging her! And we were all shocked. We were all shocked. So, what happened actually, where Tony Robbins was trying to make a point was, the story was bad. The incident was bad. It is real. There's nothing about that. It's justifiable. It's terrible. But all her life, every time since that incident, she told the incident, she got a reaction, an emotional, a hug, a comfort, and all that. But without her knowing that, tell the story, get an emotion, get certain attention, right? But that story was crippling her from taking action to step up. And it is amazing the transformation that happened once you take a bad situation, a bad story, and most of us don't have that bad of a story. I mean, that lady had a terrible story, and some have worse stories, okay? But the story is real. It is what it is. And I might be sounding insensitive, but the thing is, where do you want to live? Where do you want to live? What is your story? You live in your stories. You live in the things that happen to you. And when you live in your stories, you live there because it gives you something. It gives you significance. Because that happened to me, I'm significant, I'm important. But what you don't realize, every time you say the story, it makes you significant because you get certain attention but you can't move forward. You can't move forward. So what you need to do is take the story and make it an empowering story. Because of that, I am going forward. Because that happened to me, no one will ever take advantage of me again. No, I will not be weak again. I'm stronger than them. I will not be a victim to circumstances. I will not be a victim to circumstances. So what? Something happened. I screwed up. Certain things happened to you and it's your fault. Certain things like this lady, it was not her fault. Okay? Then it's unfair. But what you need to do is, real or not real, the story in your mind, the story, whatever, you need to take your story and empower yourself to take action. You can't live in your story and be a victim to your story. You can't allow someone else to have so much control over you. You got to power up your life. You got to take your story and empower yourself and change lives because of that story. Step up into your greatness. You know, the Jewish people said, never again. Never again. They go in and they fight every single day and they say, never again. And you need to step up and you need to say, what story do I keep saying to myself over and over? And every time I say that story, I get certain attention or certain comfort. And I live in that story because I seek that attention. I seek that comfort. I seek that shame, don't worry, people crying with me and all that. You need to change the story in your mind to make it an empowering story. Because when you make your story an empowering, you know what? I was at 23 years old, I keep telling my story. At 23 years old, I was a multi-millionaire. At 27 years old, I lost everything. So now that either could cripple me, but I started again. I stepped up into my game. Tony Robbins, I still put up my hand. I said, can someone please help me? Please, can someone help me? This cannot be the end of my life. This cannot be it. And because I lost all my money, because I did not structure my finances properly, because I didn't give up, because I seek personal development, I read books, I traveled the world looking for answers, something bad that happened to me turned me around and made me who I am today. I am the ultimate business success strategist. That's what I do. So when someone comes and tells me that they are about to go bankrupt, when someone comes and tells me they're about to lose their home, lose their cars, I've been there, my friend. I've been there. So don't tell me that that is so bad that you've got to give up. And sometimes people go and they're struggling so much and they just cannot see past their struggle. They can't. I have changed more lives in my lifetime because of all the stuff that went bad in my life, but I needed help. I got a guy called Tony Robbins, John Maxwell. I got so many people in my life that helped me. Blair Singer. There's so many guys that helped me through my struggles and made me take a bad situation, turn it around. Now, every time, it's not as if bad things don't happen to me. Bad things do happen to me. Deals don't always go well. Deals go. But I turn those things and I power up through the story. And I say, listen, how do I take this thing, empower the story in order to go change people's lives? Let me be the example to follow through. You know, challenges is a part of life. But the thing is, every single morning, you wake up to a story that cripples you or that empowers you. That's it. It's either going to cripple you or it's going to empower you. It's going to help you step up into your greatness. You're either going to say, never again, I'm going to conquer this. I don't care what happened to me. I'm going and I'm going to double down. I'm going to zero up my income. Doesn't matter that I lost one house. I'm coming to buy a house and an aeroplane and a helicopter. It doesn't matter. I'm coming up. I'm coming for my success. I'm stepping up. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after my success. This will not be my legacy. I've got much more in the tank. And you've got to step up into your story and you've got to change your story to a successful story. Got it? Man, guys, go out there and there's so much greatness in you. Change your story. Change your circumstances. Don't be a victim of your circumstances. Wake up each morning. Understand that you are powerful. You're more powerful than you ever know. You can overcome more challenges in your life than you ever understand, that you can ever imagine. You have greatness in you. This is John Eliades, your ultimate business success strategist, and I will see you at the top. Cheers, bye.